Everyone has an opinion about AI. Very few people are actually building it. Welcome again to Machine Dreams, where we speak with the people that are actually on the inside, figuring out what works, what doesn't, and what the rest of us are about to feel. My name is Kolawole Samuel Adebayo. I'm a technology analyst and Forbes columnist. And of course, I'm joined as always by my remarkable co-host.
Hey Sam, how you doing? You sounding a little under the weather like me.
Yeah, that goes to show how much of partners that we are.
We're very dedicated. Flu, no flu. We're here for you.
Exactly.
Hey everyone. I'm Leah Stern, a global communications strategist and venture capitalist. This week, Anthropic released its latest AI manifesto outlining principles around reliability, transparency, and responsibility in AI development. What's interesting is that those ideas are often discussed at the model level, but they become far more tangible when AI leaves the lab and starts interacting directly with people. And that's exactly what we're talking about today. Today's episode is about digital humans, not as a novelty, but as a new interface between AI and society. We're joined by Ron Friedman, head of content and creative marketing at DID. He's also a generative AI and brand builder, shaping how digital humans are designed, deployed, and understood in the real world. DID has become one of the most recognized names in digital humans, lifelike AI-driven representatives that can speak, respond, and interact, now used across marketing, customer experience, education, accessibility, healthcare, and more. Hey, Ron, so great to have you on Machine Dreams. Welcome.
Thanks very much. Thanks, Leah. Thanks, Sam, for having me. I've checked out some of your backlist of guests and podcasts, and I feel like I'm in great company. So I appreciate you having me.
Thanks again, Ron, and great to have you here. So let's just start right at the beginning. The phrase AI avatar or digital human can mean a lot of things to different people. If you had to explain to someone who isn't exactly technical, a friend or a parent, or a brother, what a digital human is, what it can do, and what DID actually does with these digital humans, how would you describe it?
So Sam, I could literally talk for hours about it, but I think probably a better way is just to show. So I'm gonna share my screen for a second, and we can all have a conversation with the digital human by DID. I'm gonna introduce Emma. She's an avatar who's connected to a large language model, and I can have a face-to-face conversation with. So Emma, please introduce yourself to the listeners of Machine Dream Podcast.
Hello, Machine Dream Podcast listeners. I'm Emma, your digital roleplay guru from DID, here to demonstrate interactive avatar magic, whether I'm channeling a robotic bard or guiding you through a virtual world. Ready to dive into a world of endless possibilities. What dream shall we explore today?
You know what? Why don't we role play teaching the scenario? You're a doctor.
Absolutely. Do you have a specific scenario in mind, or should I surprise you with something fun?
Let's say that you're training a doctor on symptoms of a rare disease.
Great choice. All right, doctor, welcome to your training session on recognizing Worley syndrome, a rare but noteworthy condition. Patients may exhibit spontaneous dance-like movements and occasional rhyming speech. What would you check first if you suspect a patient might have this syndrome?
All right, I think we get the idea. Basically, what we're talking about is an avatar that you can have a face-to-face conversation with, and you can determine what their knowledge base is, what their method of interaction is, what their role is. And these avatars are deployed by our customers, clients, and across all industries for various use cases, whether it's learning and development, so employee on-the-job training, whether it's marketing, and brand engagement, you name it. I'm sure we can dig through some of those use cases throughout the conversation.
That's really interesting, Ron, and really exciting to see these avatars come to life. Can you share a bit of the evolution of digital humans, how they got started and where they're at today?
Yeah, so DID is a pioneer in the field. Back in 2017, the company was founded originally as a cybersecurity company, having to do with facial recognition. Our developers and founders realized that you can use that same technology that has been developed in order to create avatars. And we're using what today is known as generative AI. Back then, it wasn't even named that, to create videos based on a single frame, trained on models of human speech, human facial expressions, and it started off as images that could suddenly come to life. And at the beginning, it was just smiling or blinking, and that was amazing in itself. And suddenly you could grab a photo of a historical figure or a deceased family member, and so to speak, make them come alive through AI technology. And then over the last 5 6 years, the technology has improved. Our avatars are now primarily video based, and as you can see, now you don't have to tell it what you want it to say. You hook it up to a large language model, whether ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude. We're kind of agnostic to what models it is, and it generates video based on the response of the large language model.
Oh, that's cool. I mean, we just saw a very cool demo just now, but I want us to move beyond the demo to talking about really the use cases that this has been for since you started playing around with digital avatars. What are use cases in business and everyday digital experiences?
Yeah, so absolutely. I mean, when we're talking about our enterprise customers and kind of the main use cases, the first one has got to be training, right? And that doesn't even have to be an agent. It can be just a simple avatar video. But think about production costs. You guys are in media, so you know what it costs to book a studio for a day with a camera person and a sound person, lighting and background, and that it could be tens of thousands of dollars to create a single video. With AI avatars and in our avatar studio, you can generate, unlimited video at pennies a pop. And not only, you can choose the actor who you have, choose the avatar. We have a wide variety of avatars of all ages and demographics and ethnicities, so you can find the perfect one for your target audience. Our avatars can speak 120 plus languages. So all you need to do is change the script out from English to French to Portuguese to whatever you want, and generate a video with that avatar, and they become fluent in that language. Change backgrounds, change outfits, change product placement. You have a video studio on your laptop to create videos at scale. And one of the most significant use cases there are really for employee training, employee onboarding. Think a company like Coca-Cola. They have employees all over the world, and they all need safety training. So they'll produce a script and then reuse it in many languages, using different avatars to match the local, the target viewer, and again, within minutes, produce a ton of content. So L&D is one, marketing is another, right? Same kind of logic. You want to create a video, distribute it widely. You want a large variation of videos. You can make those, all of those with our AI video studio.
So you mentioned different business applications. I know DID is unique in the fact that it's also moving into other sectors, AI for good, accessibility, disability. I saw an article recently in the Daily Mail showing the evolution with how Stephen Hawking communicated with the world when he was diagnosed with ALS, to how modern day ALS patients and other patients with conditions that limit their ability to communicate. So tell me how it's being used to help people that can't speak, and other ways maybe you wouldn't necessarily think avatars are coming into play.
Yeah, well, that's one of the most important things we do, and we're happy to do it pro bono. We partnered with an organization called the Scott Morgan Foundation, and they are a nonprofit that helps people with severe accessibility issues, suffering from degenerative diseases like ALS, using technology. And this last project we worked on together was a system of AI agents that allow people with severe disabilities to regain their presence. And they do that through creating a method of having one agent that's always listening, always part of a conversation, hearing what's happening, turning that into a script that a large language model can understand, can read, and then suggesting to the user three different answers or three different responses that they can choose from. And then based on their choice, within seconds, they have video of their avatar with their cloned voice that we work on in partnership with 11 labs that displays their response all, in real time. So that a person who, it used to take them a minute to type out a few words or a sentence can now speak almost fluently, and as a present member of a conversation, using these AI tools. So that's one project we're extremely proud of and happy to be partnering with.
Ron, I really want to understand how this, changes user experience. For instance, if a customer is interacting with a digital agent, created by DID, how is this different from conversing with a traditional chatbot or a voice bot?
Well, it's all in the face. So, our larger vision as a company is something we call natural user interface. So user interfaces have gone through an evolution since the first computers. It used to be, all right, you had yourself, your screen, a keyboard, and a text box. And you'd, have to write commands in a language that the software understands. Back in the, I guess, 80s, 90s, GUI came into the world, and that's what we're still using today, right? Everybody knows it. Drag and drop, copy paste, Windows, scrolling. You're communicating with your device, with your laptop or your phone or whatever it is, using a graphic user interface. We see avatars and digital people as the next step of that evolution, which brings the interface or the communication with devices back to what's most natural to us as humans, which is having a face-to-face conversation, like we're having now, right? You can see my facial expressions. You can see that I'm listening and acknowledging, and you can have that same type of relationship with your device. So think about it. Instead of typing in something you're looking for and scrolling through menus, you could just, hi, computer, it's Ron today, and today I need you to book a flight for me, or finish a document for me, or help me edit this video, and all through this kind of natural feedback with a face on the other end. And as you add agentic capabilities, to these AI smart chatbots, that's just going to increase. And then, it's going to be with your computer, and it's going to be with your fridge, and maybe your car one day. And it's all going to be in the way that's most natural to us as people, and just conversation. And if you don't want your computer to talk back to you, it's always optional, right? Nobody's going to force you to have it, and it can be anybody. It can be your best friend. It can be your parent. It can be a company mascot. It can be a made up figure. Really, this engagement can be with anybody. The technology supports that.
It's really exciting to get a glimpse into what we may see in the near future. And with that, I know that DID has a new generation of avatars coming out in a couple of months' time. Without giving too much away, what problem is this next release trying to solve that previous versions couldn't fully address?
Right. So our goal is always to make the experience as human-like as possible. And, sometimes technology gets in the way, whether it's internet connection, whether it's processing power. Our goal, again, is to make those avatars look and sound and feel human. And we're proud to say that we're making great progress on that front. Without giving too much, you can expect improvements in avatar quality and latency. Everything's going to look better, feel faster. We're employing the latest AI models out there, diffusion models, for generating our video content, and you're going to feel it in every interaction you have with an agent.
It's interesting how technology's developed, and we didn't have AI ChatGPT before, and now it's like we have it, but it's not fast enough. I think common issues with most people is it's just not fast enough for me. And it's amazing how we never even had it before, but now timing has become a really crucial issue. Looking forward to seeing that new launch.
Yeah. Ron, I know that the metaverse is not as popular as it used to be 2-3 years ago, but one of the phrases that perhaps was most associated with the metaverse was the word avatar. And it's difficult now to talk about avatars without having the metaverse come back to people's minds, right? How is this different from that? Because the claim was that each person could have avatars that would represent them in a metaverse space. Is that something that might be happening here, where users of the DID platform could have avatars that would, essentially speak like them, kind of like digital clones that could help them perform tasks or, be on video calls? I'm just
Yeah,
really curious
absolutely. I
about
mean,
that.
the technology is there for the taking. We have our API is available to our clients. You can use our technology to develop new applications, whether it's on your phone and the metaverse is a great example. We worked with a teacher in Australia who created an incredible experience. Literally, dozens of these virtual worlds, virtual classrooms. So it's an avatar representing a deep sea diver who teaches school children about different animal and then aquatic life. Or, it's a tour guide through a virtual classroom of ancient Egypt, and they teach them about archaeology and ancient history. Absolutely. I mean, anybody can take, essentially what we're producing is a video file that can be used anywhere. And if you're talking about the interactive elements, absolutely, the metaverse is when it catches up with the vision, we'll be there to provide it with the digital people to populate it.
Ron, with Anthropic's manifesto this week on responsible AI, what are your thoughts as an AI leader in terms of how people trust technology and this space moving forward?
Yeah, it was a good read, huh? The 30 page manifesto there. Listen, he raised a ton of important points, and the big takeaway there is, or the question that he's raising is, are we ready for it? Are governments doing enough? Are people educated enough? Are companies behaving responsibly enough? And as an AI company, DID is aware of those challenges and aware of that fear, and we've always kind of tried to build that trust, that accountability, that transparency in our product. So if we're talking about digital people, there's often an association, the word deep fake or AI manipulation and stuff like that. We've always been, aware of that possibility and, taking actions to prevent it, at least as far as our platform is concerned. And so any video or interactive avatar that comes out of the studio has a watermark, so that it's not misleading people. Every user who wants to create on our platform has to, consent to our terms and conditions, which prohibit them or from misusing the technology. We have a lot of guardrails in place to prevent, creating avatars using likeness of other people, celebrities, politicians, different public figures. I think, look, there's AI is part of our lives. It's not going anywhere, and it's getting more and more powerful. And everything he said in his manifesto is true. I think it's up to everybody on their own level to be aware of those threats and to take them into account. Whether it's individuals using AI, whether it's companies building with AI, and whether it's governments and international organizations that are overseeing it. And I think the industry welcomes that type of oversight regulation. I think the technology is well ahead of where the regulation is. It's a cliche, but we all need that guidance so that we know that we're operating in a responsible way.
Great, Ron. My last question sort of ties into something you've already spoken about, but I just wanted to get some more details from you. Obviously, when it comes to voice and video technology, there are always concerns about how the lines blur between what's real and what's synthetic, right? And you've sort of talked about how you're trying to mitigate some of those risks, but if you could just share more details about how you're trying to help to educate people, because there's still a lot of people now who don't know how to separate what is real, especially in this era of deepfakes. And the technology is advancing at a very rapid speed, and it's just really difficult for many people to separate what is real from what is not.
Yeah, agreed. And there are a few rules of thumb, if you like, that you can go by. So yeah, one thing, and I think that's probably the most basic, is have clear labels on content, so that if it's generated using AI, it's marked as such. So and it's permanently marked that way. So it could be a watermark, and it could be kind of at the code level, have it be detectable as AI. If you're watching videos and no scene is more than 12 seconds long, there might be a chance that that was generated using AI video generator. So that's something to watch out for. It's the same as you can start detecting when copy is written by AI, by giveaways, M dashes, different word formulations. Same goes for identifying images and video. But I agree, it's becoming harder, and the onus is on definitely the users to kind of be suspicious and check twice, but definitely also on the companies and the providers of the technology to make sure that it's being used responsibly. When it's not, then following up on it. And we've had situations where we've had to ban users from our studio because of misuse, and it's something that we don't like doing, but what we do just to protect other people.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for joining us in Machine Dreams today. I think this session was quite insightful, with a lot of packed, useful anecdotes that our viewers can go away with and, move forward with as this technology advances further. Thank you once again.
It's a pleasure. Thanks very much for your time, guys.
Thanks, Ron, and thank you to everyone listening. This is Machine Dreams, honest conversations with the people shaping how AI will change work, life, and our digital world. Please share and subscribe. We'll see you next time.